Good evening, everyone. I'm going to let brevity be my friend. Try to anyway. For those of you who don't know, I can't imagine any of the right numbers. But my name is John H. Crawford Jr. I am the father of John H. Crawford III, who on August 5th, 2014 was murdered by the Beaver Creek Police Department. I don't use that term loosely. He was murdered. So, and whoever saw the footage, you can clearly see that he was murdered. My whole being under this umbrella for all along for 20 years or so, almost, and being the son of a serviceman for almost 30 years, having lived overseas for 10 years, it's still unconscionable. I'm still frankly numb behind it. You know, I have my moments. You know, all we live about 2 miles away from where he's buried, so I'm here in Cincinnati. So I visit him every day. I've been there today already. You just gotta ask yourself. I heard a lot of different testimonies today, and some fundamental questions that were asked could not be answered. You know, I find that's a bit ironic. We've got all this intelligence in the room, but we can't answer some fundamental things. You know? I heard the good lawyer say one of the things that he said training. You hear that word a lot, training. It's training. Well, you know, training is important. It's very important. He also said that, you know, some guys don't wake up, you know, police don't wake up out of bed and want to shoot people. Well, I question that, you know, because when you speak in absolutism like that, you have to be frank and say, yes, some of them do want to shoot people. Let me be frank about it, because I live in Tennessee also, and I've been to the academy, same academy where they train police officers. Okay, I was a former parole officer, among some other things. I was certified in juvenile justice at the academy in Tullahoma, Tennessee. I was there with the captains, officer captains. And you could hear them. You know, we eat lunch together. You can actually hear some of them. They look forward to shooting. And I would ask them, you know, we would have these discussions. I say, are you serious? You know, yeah, I can't wait. I wish somebody would. I can't wait. You know, you've got to understand that you have people out there like that. I know it sounds harsh, you know, but the fact of the matter is that you have some officers out there that cannot wait to pull the trigger, especially when we get off to this thing called diversity. And you know, these are sensitive words. When you have learned or have not to value life, you know, when you become so desensitized about human life that is absolutely nothing for you to engage in deadly force on an unarmed individual. I don't care what color he is, be he black, white, orange, you know, it doesn't matter. What it illustrates to me is very, very clear. It's very, very clear that he did not value that life, you know. And because he could, first of all, he couldn't associate with life. And if you had what I had, some of the evidence that you all are not privy to, and some of you are, but some of it is public now, you know, you would understand fully what I'm saying to you, you know. So, you know, training is definitely a must. Diversity is definitely a must. We must have all these things. But the fundamental thing that you have to have is you got to value life. Because all the training in the world It's not going, your mindset, if your mindset is such that, hey, you know, this individual is nothing to me. It is not, this guy has killed before. In 2010, so it's an appetite to him. When we have evidence that with this side, the Beaver Creek Police Department is saying that they don't want out of it, right? Well, why isn't he out of it? Because his father has been there for 20 years, and he's best friends with the chief of police. So it's not that easy, Mr. Crawford. Why? So do you understand what we're dealing with? Our aspiration level in this country is embarrassing to me. Because we don't want to say it like it is. It is what it is. And the only way that you can combat it is you have to confront it. And you have to confront it with truth. This man had no regard for my son whatsoever. He could have cared less. I find it interesting that the other officer, the sergeant, who looks to be maybe some Italian or something else other than just a white man, did not engage in deadly force. And he was there first. I find that interesting. So my whole involvement, if you will, with the task force is going to be, you know, I'm glad to the place, let me say that. I welcome anything that's positive be needed. It's imperative, you gotta have it. I'm looking at the composition of the task force, that's a beautiful thing. I wish we could get that in Congress. I wish we could get that in the Senate. You know, I was up 2 weeks ago at the General Assembly, and I know I'm over my time, but let me just make this point. One of the fundamental things that's wrong in this country versus other parts of the world, you know, hypocrisy is at an all-time high. You know, if we get, you know, I can deal with prejudice, I'm down south, you know. I've talked to classmen, and, you know, we got some brothers and sisters kind of out there to extremes, and it's okay. I can deal with that. Because perhaps if we walk long enough and talk long enough, see, we can bring those barriers down. But when you kill, you can't bring that back. That's not an emotion. That's a done deal. It's not a my bad situation. And just because, either if you make a mistake and I got a shield and a sidearm, I don't get a pass. Because the law is the law. It's always there. It's there. It's very, very objective. So what bothers me is when I hear prosecuting attorneys defending versus prosecuting. I got a problem. I got a very major problem with that. When I see accountability, the only reason civilians don't kill police is because there's a fear factor involved. They know that if I get convicted of killing this officer, it's a life sentence, either way you want to put it. Be it capital punishment or the years they're going to give you. And that's in all 50 states. What we have to do, my friends, is we have to hold the individuals wearing the guns and the shield with the same accountability. Then we'll truly be equal. That's what you call equality. Those words are so loosely used in this country that it really is embarrassing. 132 members, and that's the General Assembly, correct? 15 of which are black. But we talk about equality. We can't even get past part there. How will we equal as a nation, as a country? I struggle with this. I remind this in my mind daily. It will haunt me till I sleep in the hearts of the earth. But we want to be proactive. We're going to do that. We're going to try to effectuate some change. But you know what? It's unfortunate that in this country, You know, if you don't act the fool, sometimes you get no results. That's unfortunate because we're supposed to be intelligent people. That's what we're supposed. That's the irony of all. We're supposed to be intelligent individuals. I'm looking at all the difference of ages and all the knowledge and wisdom in this room. And we're worse off than we were 400 years ago. It's 2015. And there's a common denominator. We've got a segment of white police officers killing black males. Period. And that's a problem for everybody, not just black folk. See, people didn't know how to handle it when they walked inside with the Fair Force Fair Mall. They saw white folk with justice for John Carter. That messed them up. I'm sitting there looking at the place. They saw white people with Black Lives Matter. I'm looking at their faces. So I'm like, oh my God. So task force, we got work to do. And I'm going to challenge the task force and to make sure that this is not what I don't want it to be. It's, you know, when these type of things happen, we always want to have our members, our governmental officials and everybody, you know, they got to do something because they want to prevent civil unrest. So we got to hurry up and implement something. We got to throw something out. I'll defend it because he holds his own press conference. These are his words. John Paul III did not deserve to die. John Paul III did not commit a crime. He did nothing wrong. These are his words. But yet and still, the caller is free. The police officers are free. And he's dead. Now y'all know, anybody know me, we can't let that happen like that. I've got work to do. And with your help, we're going to effectuate some change. Because it's not about black and white. Well, it's some undertone there. But essentially, it should be about right and wrong. Now, I know, and let me just say this for the record. I have a whole lot of friends who are policemen. A lot. Even when my father was in the military. No, I'm not anti-cop by no means. I worked under this umbrella saying. And when I was working, you know, we parole officers didn't care at the time. So they knew now, you know, but they didn't. And I even worked in the prison system for a while as an institutional parole officer. So, you know, I'm not here to bash police officers. That's not what this is about. This is about ethical thing. And for those of you who understand it, won't be offended by it. You know, so if you don't understand, if you take offense to it, then I ask you to do some soul searching. You know, so having said that, you know, I can go on day and night. 100 years from now, we'll all be open and grave. Come back in the next lifetime, and I'll still be talking. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to some ideas. One of the things that we've got to change, though, task force, we've got to hold some accountability from the different people. The government is only as good as the people who govern. It's the people involved. If you got a bad prosecutor, you got to get them out. We talk around, we double talk, and we triple talk, and we try to be so eloquent at times, and this, that. Let me just put it, be frank about it. People are not doing their jobs. Okay? Now you have to ask yourself the question is, why aren't they doing their jobs? Why? That's the thing. So we have to find that out. So we have to implement something where there can be an oversight committee or some overseas within this infrastructure so that we have a prosecutorial proceeding. There's someone there to make sure that the prosecutor is doing his or her job. And if they're not, then they should be held accountable for it. But if you got a credit report system where reciprocity is in full effect, hey, Bill, we're going to take care of it. I know how it works because I'm one of you guys. So you know how to make this stuff up. This is how I balance out. So let's just be real about it. That's wrong. That's not the way we do it. Then we won't know why we have a problem with international relations and things. Because they say we're the biggest hypocrites there sometimes. We got to fix that. And we can fix it if we want to fix it. We can fix it. We have the intelligence to fix it. So that's my message to that's one of the things that I want to see. I want to see some involvement where to hold individual jobs accountable, prosecutors who are not prosecuting, the grand jury proceedings. Some of this is going to have to be, frankly, legislative type, oriented type things that have to be changed. The officers constantly using the subjectivity in the Second Amendment dealing with the use of lethal force, where, as Mr. Piedmont pointed out about the reason, what did he say, the officers having reasonable thinking if it's a situation where he can reasonably shoot or not. That's ridiculous. It's very, very clear that the Constitution states that you must be at imminent risk of danger to engage in lethal force. So all of this other madness, and that's what it is madness. It's just a way to cover up. I'm not advocating for everybody wants to go home. But when you have an officer doing ungodly things, you prosecute that officer. The same way as if Crawford go out there, and if I was justified by God right now, if I took the law in my own hands. Because you didn't let us have it. What happened? Then I won't have to have it. Do your job. Do all that's what we're about. We're Americans. If you have it, then we won't have to have it. There will be no civil unrest. So the question remains is that what we want? I guess that's all. You want civil unrest. Because you're not doing your job. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. But there's always been a problem in this country with the creed versus the deed. We got to step it up. It's 2015. And we've marched 60 years back. We're in the negative. We're in the red. And it's just mind-blowing. With all the brilliance out there and technology in it, it's absolutely crazy. I'm numb. But this is how I deal with it. I try to take a therapeutic approach. Right now, that's what I'm taking. But I'm ready for whatever. Because if I put my life on the line for someone I don't know, rest assured I can do it for mine. And I know any man or woman in here will say the same for your parent. Nobody wants to see their child slaughtered. And you will go to your grave if it costs your life to get some justice. And that's what I'm asking. In fact, that's what I'm demanding. I'm going to get you some justice.
Dehumanizes people of color. Right? Eventually, this can make waves throughout the broader culture and society. Now, my question, if there's a chance for someone to answer it, there's a knowledgeable prosecutor or attorney on the task force, is in regards to the case against the Beaver Creek police officers who killed John Crawford in Walmart last year. At the last public forum, I think it was mentioned that there's still an opportunity for citizens to call or hold some kind of trial to get justice in this case. I was wondering if someone just could further explain what exactly that would look like and what steps that we would need to go through to implement something like that. Thanks.
Hi. We're gathered here today in a collective effort to improve relations between the police and the people. So did Cincinnati's new recruiting class get taught to protect and serve the public, or are they taught how to enforce code, create revenue, intimidate, and lie to citizens in fear for their lives if they ever feel threatened? One might be curious as to why we train officers this way. The answer is in the title, law enforcement. And the law and courts have repeatedly made clear the police officer's duty is to enforce code and not to protect citizens. Whether we're discussing Warren versus District of Columbia, Lynch versus North Carolina Department of Justice, or the most recent case of Castle Rock versus Gonzalez from the 2005 U.S. Supreme Court case, the citizen's protection is never the legal duty of the police. So I can rap all day about a myriad of instances of police misconduct. But I know unless you lawmakers can change your ways and change your laws, I'm just wasting my breath. This is truly about facts and accountability. Some facts that need to be addressed are: police murdered over 1,100 Americans last year alone. That's over 3 per day. In 2010, there were 162,000 federal grand juries, which returned 161,989 indictments. That's 11 people that weren't indicted. Meanwhile, from 2008 to 2012, there were 81 cases involving police shootings. There was 1 indictment. When police injure or murder, they are typically put on paid administrative leave. They are not arrested and charged. They are standing behind a union receiving both pay and protection. The numbers suggest prosecutors don't do their job and therefore turn the other cheek to a violation that would result in jail time for the majority of the populace. So why is the system inside out? If the government works for us and the police work for us for our tax dollars, how on earth can we not hold these folks accountable? I have some shots to share with this task force and Mr. Casey. We are aware that Mr. Casey is a corporate officer for the company of the state of Ohio, Dun & Bradstreet number 034309166. That is a for-profit corporation. We are aware that all police officers are private security for their local corporation, whether that's the city of Cincinnati or the state of Ohio. We are aware that you are corporate statutes and they do not apply to flesh and blood man. Mr. Casey, you and this task force are endangering the lives of both officers and persons you claim to represent by not addressing the issues pertaining to your true jurisdiction or lack thereof. In conclusion, I want to trust the police. The paramount evidence suggests that would be a mistake. However, the larger issue to be discussed is how to have a police force and justice system that is completely unaccountable for their actions and assumes...
Sir, can you be consulted other than the other people who are here who would abide by the rules?
I'm done.